Today we finally continue with Pharaoh roots. We're going to be learning Imperial Joy by Rival Sons, of course. So yeah, let's get to the song. Okay, let's start. Okay, the first part is the main riff. It works for the intro and also for the verses. You're gonna start by playing an E power chord basically. So you can either do 7 on the A and 9 on the D, and you can add, if you want, the G string on the 9th fret. You start by playing this twice, like that, and then you do 7 to 8 to 9 on the A, 7 on the D, back to 9 on the A. Okay, and then 7 on the A, 5 on the A, 7 on the low E. That's the first part of the riff. The second part starts by playing a B power chord, which is basically the same thing as an E, just that one string up. So you're playing 7 on the low E and 9 on the A and the D. Okay? After that you do 5 to 6 to 7 on the low E, 5 on the A to 7 on the low E. 5 on the low E, 7 on the low E, and start over again. Sometimes before playing the V, I'm pretty sure I'm listening to an A, so you can either do this, before you play the V power chord, you play the open A string, really quick. Sometimes I'm pretty sure I'm listening to something like that. Or instead of the open A string, you can play the 5th fret on the low E string. Okay? You see? You don't have to do that. It's just a little detail to make the riff different sometimes. And that's it for the main riff. For the pre-chorus, we have this really cool part. It's based around an A minor, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna play an A minor triad, and we're gonna be changing the bass note, the root note. Well, yeah, kinda. So we have an A minor, right? Up here on the 12th fret. You're gonna be playing that by doing a bar on the from the 5th string to the 1st string on the 12th fret, 13 on the V, and 14 on the G and the D. Okay, you play that, and then what you do is, this is the hardest part probably of the whole song, you take your first finger and play the 10th fret on the A while keeping the other strings on the same place they were before. So you're still playing the 14th fret on the D, the G, and the 13th fret on the B, just that you're now playing that A string on the 10th fret. Okay? It may take a while to get this stretched down, but you'll get there. Then you're gonna move your first finger again now to the 13th fret of the low E string. Play the same thing, the rest of the strings are still playing the same. And then play the low E string on the 12th fret, go back to the 10th fret of the A, and start over again. That's the first time. Also, notice how I am focusing on the lower parts of the chord first, like this, and then I'm playing the whole thing. So you can kind of do that to get closer to the studio version. Play the lower part of the chord first, and then you can play the whole thing. That's the first time you play the pre-chorus. The second time, the second time you do this, you start the same way, go to the G, on the 10th fret, and then you do a D chord, and then an E chord. It's the same shape. You're going to be playing first for that the A string on the 5th fret, and on the 7th fret you play the B, G, and D. And then just move that up 2 frets to play the E. And that's the whole pre-chorus. Also, if you want, you don't have to do this, but if you want to add a little bit more to the pre-chorus, when you get to that 10th fret of the A, you can also use your first finger to play the high string on the 10th fret. Okay? And you get that really cool chord. It's gonna be harder to get that down, but with practice, you're definitely gonna get it. When you go to that F, on the 13th fret, you can also play the high string on the 12th fret. And when you get to the 12th fret, well, you can play also the high string on the 12th fret because you're playing the same fret with your first finger. The thing is, you're barring all of the strings, and that can be hard while moving this note. Okay, and that's it for the pre-chorus. For the chorus, you'll need to get down one big guitar part. If you get that down, you'll be able to play every chorus in the song. And it's not that big. It's actually fairly short and simple. You have first this B minor shape, 9 on the D, and on the 7th fret, G, B, and high E. On the 7th fret, you have the G, the B, and the high E. You play that with a downstroke, and then add your pinky to the 10th fret of the B and play that with an upstroke. Okay, that's the first part. Then play an A5. That's low E string on the 5th fret, and on the 7th fret the A. Slide it up 2 frets. Play it twice. Then you play a D sus4. That's like a normal D chord, just that you're adding your pinky to the 3rd fret of the high E string. Then remove your pinky and play a D major. And the last chord of this part is a G major 7. From the D, you remove your middle finger and you place it on the 3rd fret of the low E, and use your first finger to play the high E string on the 2nd fret. Keep your D and your G open, your A is being muted by your middle finger, and then the B is on the 3rd fret. Once you play this chord one time, you can remove your first finger and kind of play a little arpeggio on the higher strings. And that's it for the chorus. understand it that way. You start by doing a unison bend twice. You play the B string on the 5th fret, and at the same time you bend the G string on the 7th fret. And then you do this. Okay? That's playing the 8th fret on the B and the 9th fret on the G really fast. You don't want to strum all of the strings like that. You just want to focus on the B and the G really fast. Okay? And then five on the G, 7 on the G, 5 on the B, 5 on the G again, and then G to D on the 7th fret, and then G to D on the 5th fret, and then 7 on the D, pull off to 5, 7 on the D again. Sorry. Next phrase. 5 on the G, pull off to 4. 7, pull off to 5 twice on the D. Then 7 on the A, 5 on the D, 7 on the A, slide down to 5, pull off to 3. That phrase, it's a little bit longer. You start by sliding to the 7th fret of the A, play 5 on the D, and then 7 on the D, and then a double stop on the 5th fret between the B and the G. Then you're gonna do this 3 times. Play 7 on the D, and then the double stop twice. On the D again, and the double stop one more time. Slide to 9 on the G, 8 on the B, 10 on the B, and then hammer on from 8 to 10 on the B, and then play 10 on the B. Next bar. 10 on the V, 8 on the high E twice, 8 on the V, 7 on the high E twice. Now both high E and B on the 5th fret twice, 7 on the G and the B, 5 on the G and the B. 5 more. Also, when you start playing that phrase, you want to slide to the 10th fret of the B string and then do this little shape. Okay. Next part. The next phrase is going to be you play a bend on the 12th fret of the B, only a small bend, a semitone, and at the same time the high string on the 12th fret. 3 times. After that, slide that last bend, pull off from 12 to 10, then 12 to 13, 10 on the B, slide, bend and release on the 12th fret of the D, and then 10 on the D. And you end this phrase by doing, you play a bend on the 10th fret of the B up to 13, and at the same time the high E string on the 8th fret. Okay, next phrase. Pretty similar to the phrase we did before. You use the same shapes, 10 and 8, to 8 and 7, to 5, to 7, to 5, then 7 on the D twice, 5 on the D twice, and then that double stop on the 5th fret 3 times. And finish it off by playing 7 on the D. So you play twice everything. And then that double stop at the end 3 times, and then 7 on the D. Next phrase. 5 on the G, a bend on the 7th fret of the G, then 5 on the B, and 8 on the B, pull off to 5, 8 on the B again. Next phrase is only this. You play a bend on the 19th fret of the G, and after that you play a double stop on the high E and B on the 17th fret, and you just repeat that. You go back down on the neck and do a bend on the G, 7th fret, 5 on the B, 8 on the B, pull off to 5, 8 on the B again, slide to 10. Then play. After that you play this. All with downstrokes. You're gonna do that shape we did before. 8 on the high E, 10 on the B, and the absolute last phrase of the solo is. You have a bend on the 20th fret of the B string, and then after you do that bend, you're gonna play the high E string on the 17th fret twice, and you repeat that. And at the end of the solo, you do a bend on the 20th fret of the high E. And that's it. And yeah, that was everything, my friends, for Imperial Joy. I hope you had fun watching the video, and I hope this video actually helps you playing the song. See you on the next one.